Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. When I do my Dharma rants, they're usually excerpts of workshops that I've given across the country. This one is called Not Carrying Others' Burdens, but Carrying Your Own, from Calitria in 2006. So it's way back there. But when I was into my psychological um, um, musings, that's how I got to this place. Whereas my Dharma tributaries is where I'm honoring different teachers who have specifically influenced me with uh, their insights into the path. So the first thing I always ask myself, and this is pertaining to yoga, not just psychology, why don't we heal? Well, deep changes are necessary, and there's deep risks with deep changes. So you have to ask yourself, what's at risk, and are you willing to take the risk? And are you willing to look at the part of you that doesn't want to take the risk? What's the cost of doing that? So we all have ways that we can look at ourselves, from somebody who screwed up at one time to somebody who's really taking responsibility for their own well-being. We want to connect any part of us that feels small and helpless into something that's more of an admirable work of blessing. And we never want to confuse self-discipline with self-punishment. But we have to get over the idea that other people have their own stuff. We don't have to carry that for them. Things will not just unfold fine unless we learn how to completely let go of all concern, especially thinking that we have to fix other people. So in order to do things one at a time in an orderly fashion, you have to realize that you cannot try to heal other people's pain. You lose your connection that way through some form of abuse, and in a strange way, we reproduce the pain of abuse to stay connected. It's as if we have a choice. Should we be good and loyal to the person, but unhappy? Or try to be happy, but then feeling inside ourselves that we're unloving and disloyal? Most people choose to be painful, but loyal. It's as if we refuse to let the pain go as a way to show how much we love the other person. But in yoga, that's not the way. Yoga teaches you how to cultivate habits of pleasure, habits that rejuvenate you, habits that help you enjoy life. So many people are working hard to create that life, but they don't know how to do this because they cling to other people's burdens. Yes, it's true. You cannot go through life without having any burdens. That's impossible. And you come into yoga already with a number of samskaras, past impressions, deeply held. But as the sutra says, heyam dukkam anangatam, the pain which is to come, we have a lot of leeway over that. So if you don't want to be a human being who's been hacked, and we all have been hacked, just think of how many times you go to your cell phone or your computer every single day. But if there's a place in you that's unhackable, then it's going to come from dropping out of those virtual realities and involving yourself in something concrete, like the practices of the spiritual path. So when you practice yoga, what that does is it grounds you in the here and now. It takes you away from social media. It takes you away from technological gadgets. It takes you away from consumerism. It takes you away from the story that politics, business, medicine, economics gives you, and instead gives you the story of the quest, gives you the story of self-realization, gives you the idea that there's a part of a human being that has an enlightened insight into everything. And apparently this insight resolves all dualisms, all splits. And then there's a sense of unity, interconnectedness, which is what yoga means. Both the path that leads to the union and the union itself. I highly recommend that you keep practicing. Even if it says in the Zen teaching, when the goal seems further and further away, then you know that the journey is everything and the goal is nothing. See you on the journey.